This week saw another wave of clashes between police and environmental activists near the French city of Nantes. Tensions in the area have escalated since the deployment of thousands of police officers earlier in the week. Activists known as ZADists have protested for a decade against the construction of a new airport near the city. Some even built makeshift houses and moved in. But since plans for the new transport hub were finally rejected in January, police have been trying to forcefully evict them. Our France correspondent, Charlotte Dubensky, is following the event.
The standoff continues on Sunday between the police and the ZADists. If you just look behind me, this is just one of the many barriers. You can see the gendarmerie just here, but they're also in the fields behind us. As we were trying to come through those fields earlier, just rows and rows and rows of police. Even coming into the area of Notre-Dame-des-Landes on Sunday, there were police cordons around the entire area, checking ID as people were coming into the site. And that's because the ZADists had called for action, for people to come and support them on Sunday, to support their attempts to stay on this land that many people have been living on for the last 10 years. Let's take a look at what happened earlier this week as the expulsion of the ZADists began. What's happening now is this is the battle between the police, the CRS or the government and the protesters, the ZADists, who say that this is their land and they will do anything they can to defend it. They've been throwing bottles, they've been throwing fire at the police, and the police have been responding in kind with tear gas. At times it felt like the sky was raining with tear gas here, and our colleagues, RT's video agency, were caught up in that tear gas.
S'il vous plaît, dégagez. Allez, on dégage. Allez, on dégage. Allez, s'il vous plaît. Allez, reculez. Merci.
Well, as you can see now, the ZADists have lit fire to one of these barricades. The police are just about 100 metres down in the distance, ready there and waiting for whether they're going to charge forward. And I just want you to just look around me and you can see all of the smoke, and that is because it literally has been raining down with tear gas here in Notre-Dame-des-Landes. If you look behind me, there's a fire being lit in the background. It is incredibly difficult to breathe. We keep being moved on by that tear gas. It's actually clawing at my skin because it hurts so much.
Vous voulez en boire? Vous crachez, hein? Je peux pas le boire.
Well, as you can see behind us, the CRS and the police have come into another ZADist point. This is a point where a couple of dozen people were trying to hold off. As you can see, the police are pushing them away. There's tear gas in the air already. They've brought dogs in as well. They are absolutely determined that they will move the ZADists away from this camp. We saw one lone man with a placard saying no violence. He was taken away by the police as he was trying to peacefully resist what's happening here. What we can see is the police are now trying to push everybody away, a tactic that we've seen earlier in the day where they utilise by getting rid of all of the ZADists, all of the activists. They can then bring the bulldozers in to get rid of these buildings. This is sheer brute force by the state, and it is working because they are clearing this site, a site that's been occupied for many, many years. ZAD could be over faster than many people thought it would be. The clashes are still continuing. The tear gas is still being spread. Well, we're here in the city of Nantes, which is about 30 kilometres south of Notre-Dame-des-Landes. There's been plenty of tear gas, and people are saying they are incredibly angry.